I thought it was pretty good to E3 this year.
Yeah, now to mention some games that weren't necessarily featured in the press conference stuff. If you were to look at like a floor plan for the convention complex during E3, Bethesda had the biggest area set up.
Really?
It was like this whole thing that's pretty much showing Fallout New Vegas.
Dude, Fallout game with it's essentially Fallout 3 with vehicles. That is reason enough to buy it. If you've ever played Fallout 3, which I have a lot, I've literally gotten full completion with all DLC.
Here's the thing. I really think that they could have legitimately made Fallout New Vegas as a couple mission packs that you would sell on Xbox Live or PSN or whatever, and it would have been just fine. There's nothing necessarily new introduced, except for a turn away from the desolation that was Fallout 3. I complain about lack of color in video games, but in Fallout 3, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, well, the problem I'm seeing with the mission pack idea you have going is the fact that Fallout 3 takes place in Washington, D.C., whereas, obviously New Vegas would take place in Las Vegas. Plus, we already got 4 massive mission packs, one of which continued the storyline from the original ending, which... what do you do from there?
Let's see. We were talking about how you completely squashed Square Enix earlier. Square Enix had a booth for Final Fantasy XIV Online, and it was booked for all 3 goddamn days.
Oh man, I honestly do not think Square Enix has released a good game in. Oh, what would it be like?
I'm trying to think. Probably about 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they're popular. They release a bunch of epic games, and they have awesome storylines. But they kind of screwed it up with quite a bit of stuff. Like when they first dove into the 3D market with 7, that kind of started a trend of crappy gameplay, delving away from the original aspects that made it absolutely brilliant and revolutionary.
And the thing is, 7 kind of started that. 8 really put it in the shitter.
11 was an MMO, so
Yeah.
You have crappy Final Fantasy as an MMO.
Yeah.
Now, I've played MMOs before, and, some of them were pretty good, but,
another one I want to highlight is Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
Never really got into the Civilization games.
I really think you being like the Fire Emblem nerd that you are, would kind of sort of be into the Civ games, but I don't know. Star Wars: The Old Republic and Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Wait, a new Old Republic game?
Yeah.
Finally, took them for freaking ever. Dude, the Knights of the Old Republic was like...
the shit.
Yeah, dude, I love those games. I didn't have them myself, but...
Mooch!
Yeah, dude, what's the point in having friends if you can't mooch off them occasionally?
And by occasionally, you mean all the goddamn time.
Yeah, I mooch off of my friends now less than I did when I was 12. But yeah, now I can actually get it. play it, kick its ass, because it's Star Wars, which is awesome in itself, especially the
the early trilogy.
4, 5, and 6, which I have a whole system that would give Lucas credibility. We'll cover that later.
Oh yeah,
and it's an RPG in a similar style to Fallout, even though Fallout 3 came after.
Yeah.
But yeah. What was the other one you?
Force Unleashed 2.
Force Unleashed 2. The original one was too short. That's what I felt about it. It didn't.
There's going to be a new Fear game, I believe.
Oh man.
Fear 3.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I'm not into the whole horror genre. I can understand where people are going with it. It's not my cup of tea. But beyond that, I thought the first one was pretty good for a first-person shooter that involved, the classic fuck with your head elements. Second one was not as good. I'm questionable about how good the third one's gonna be.
A new Lara Croft game. Actually not going to be an over-the-shoulder shooter.
First person?
No! An overhead
great.
perspective.
Overhead perspective? Overhead.
It kind of... the stuff we saw, it really takes advantage of the elements of the Tomb Raider universe.
Well, the over-the-shoulder perspective had its, I want to say benefits.
It's the assets?
The assets, yeah. But the over-the-head, I don't know, that might be chest and shoulders above the previous game.
See what you did there. Yeah. Overhead perspective.
Yeah.
It's almost surprising with a universe like the Tomb Raider universe, they hadn't gone to an overhead perspective sooner.
Yeah. The universe where skimpy archaeologists can pull off Ubisoft moves. Yeah, I know.
How those physics work, we will never know.
But are we complaining?
No! Of course not. So yeah, the new Lara Croft game, I think that's going to be the sleeper hit.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than some of the previous titles.
Oh yeah. I think we've rambled on long enough.
Yeah, we've convinced the viewers that we're definitely worth subbing. It took me 5 tries?
7,000. I don't know. I lost count at about 3.
Who cares?
So who cares? Who cares? Y'all were entertained.
Yeah. Woo! Peace out.
Nintendo bitches. We out. This is Jbizzo49
and PrometheusMFD
signing off.
Woo!